I don't know. I figure this is a good conversation for you and I to have because
Yeah.
one of the things I think we are on the same page of like the creative conversation that is still continuing to happen over at Lucasfilm.
Oh yeah, sure.
We
Let's
don't
do it.
really like, we have our thoughts. Did you see that thing that came out? Oh, it was like the other day. It was with the writer, one of the writers in Rebels. It was which it was Henry Gilroy,
Was
maybe
it Gilroy? I
not
like.
not Dan Gilroy, Henry
Yeah,
Gilroy, right?
yeah.
And I'm paraphrasing here. I think it was something along. Did you see this?
No, talk to me about
It was something like they were on when he was working on Rebels,
it. Mhm.
and they were talking in the room about and it came up that Sabine should be force
Sensitive.
sensitive,
Yeah,
and Gilroy and other people are like, no, it doesn't make sense. You shouldn't need to be. The whole point of the dark saber is you get the saber. Anybody can use the saber, but she's such a warrior inside the Mandalorian culture. And it said cooler heads prevailed, and they stayed that way, and it made the show so much better. He said he wasn't involved in Ahsoka and was shocked to see that happen
yeah.
in Ahsoka and thought it diminished the character. I couldn't agree with him more.
Yep.
And I think most people do, but it looks like, fold my arms, top my cowboy hat, and I do whatever I want to do type scenario. And that's what happened. So, but you have heard things on Acolyte about creative control. I've heard some other things, creative control,
Yeah.
but let's see what Shawn Levy says. Now, is this politics or real? Let's see. So here is the top here. Shawn Levy is talking about Star Wars, Starfighter, and the creative freedom that he's got. Here we go. Shawn Levy is currently doing a bit of promotion for the final season of Stranger Things, which is launching next week. That's pretty nuts. While at the same time is still in the midst of production on the new Star Wars film. As has been previously reported, the project is an all-new standalone adventure, rumored to be set 5 years after the defeat of Palpatine, and some yeah.
Have you used your newest Palpatine air freshener?
And the first order in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Speaking with Kim Masters on the Business Podcast via the playlist recently, Shawn Levy said he was surprised in how much trust and creative freedom he received from Lucasfilm in regards to the film and how unexpectedly liberating it has been since Lucasfilm first approached him in August 2022. Kathleen Kennedy said, I want you to do a Star Wars movie. And I said, well, what's it a prequel to? What's a sequel to? Which one is it? The answer was, it's whatever you want it to be. You pick the writer, you pick the story, just imbue it with the feelings that your movies have. That led to him suggesting, let's make an entirely original Star Wars movie. And he brought in Jonathan Dropper to help write it. From there, Lucasfilm was the one pushing it to be more and more standalone. There's no mandate or interference other than the constant encouragement, make this new. And that's the truth. Every time I've asked, should I use this character that was maybe in that movie? Every time it's, you know what? People have seen that, do something new.
Yeah.
Unlike Solo, unlike Rise of Skywalker, which was a sequel to 2 other movies and ultimately a 9th film in the Star Wars saga, Starfighter is all new characters based on new ideas that Jonathan and I cooked up alone and together. It's in a time period that has never been in a Star Wars movie. It's not about legacy characters. And while it does have, I hope, the sense of joy and adventure that A New Hope introduces back to 77, this is a new Star Wars adventure. Levy adds that Lucasfilm's attitude has been quite incredibly hands-off throughout the process, though as he experienced in his trip to Celebration in Japan, it seemed like he's well aware of the pressure he's under. So far, I have more freedom on this movie. It's equal to, say, than any other movie I've made, including the originals like Free Guy and The Atom Project. It's still terrifying. Let me make that clear. You still want to get it right. The appetite of the fan base and the expectations of the fan base are intense, and it's palpable.
Not Palpatine.
What I learned at Celebration is the thirst for something new at this moment in time. So I feel lucky that's what I'm making right now. Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because I wonder if we're going to be on the same page here.
Okay.
Do you believe this? Rugiet. I've told you this before. I'm going to tell you again. Let's see how many people know. Can you guess it? What do you get when you have a bald eagle standing on top of a silverback gorilla, and then that is riding on top of a T-Rex? What do you got? Confidence. Pure confidence. That's the kind of confidence that you need in the bedroom for that next level wolf riding beside a velociraptor in a Lamborghini through outer space type of experience. That is right. That's where Rugiet's Go Long comes in. It's not just another ED pill. It's a confidence game changer. Why? Because Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula to help you get hard and go the distance. Plus, the effects last up to 36 hours, which means that you're just feeling confident all day, all night, and then some of the next day, too. Getting started? Simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online at rugiet.com. If prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? You got to head to rugiet.com and use my promo code Kristian. Get 15% off your first order. That is rugiet.com. Code Kristian. You got to use my code. Why? Well, they know that I sent you.
I believe some of it. And I also believe this is Shawn Levy politicking, because Shawn Levy is not a guy who's going to be confrontational. Shawn Levy is not a guy who's going to bite the hand that feeds him. But I also think this is very possible because Kathleen has done it a certain way, and it has gotten a lot of people upset in the Star Wars fandom. So for her to say, look, you've proven what you can do with Deadpool. You've got carte blanche here. Do what you can do. And you're not tied to the mythology and all of the canon and all. Just do something that fits within the pocket Star Wars universe. Do not violate anything. Just have fun with it. I'm not surprised she would do that because she probably trusts him as a filmmaker. So I do believe a majority of this, but I also think this is a little bit of him politicking, because there's no way they didn't have conversations about certain things not to do.
Well, I think it's politicking for sure, but I believe it 100%. And I believe it 100% because of a few different reasons.
Yeah.
The first is, whether you're talking to somebody in 2022 or not, since that time, the guy made $1 billion movie, and that's the last movie that he did.
Exactly.
Now, it's different than when Colin Trevorrow, that's what happened to Trevorrow. It wasn't. Colin Trevorrow did a big movie in, Jurassic World, made $1 billion, and then he made Book of Henry, and everybody.
Yep.
So, there's that. The other thing is, which I think he might have shot himself in the foot for, is if it's not true, well, then he shouldn't have said a damn thing.
Well, that's true.
Movie stinks. You can't now say, well, look, they put their hands in it. There's only so much I can do. This is on you, brother.
Yep.
100%
out there.
So they're probably like, ooh, good. I'm glad you said that. Because they can't get the pushback for it, because it does fit into that. Who's the big hot new director or the big director right now that everybody loves? But what I like is the idea that I like his tones and stuff when it's done. Like Real Steel, you give me the type of tone of Real Steel in Star Wars, great. And it's also probably relaxing to Lucasfilm. And one of the reasons I think that, don't put anybody else in there, because we don't want the audience to go, oh, well, you used that person. You shouldn't have done that.
Right.
You ruined it. Why'd you do that? You can't. I mean, the only thing that you might wonder of, and then we got to see if there is a post-credit scene or whatever it might be. Are they setting up anything to do with, because there's rumors about Rey showing up?
Yes.
So you're going to have those conversations clearly, like, hey, can you put Rey in there because we're setting this up? Or can I use Rey, and is that going to be setting up anything? If that indeed is the case, if it didn't show up, then you're just setting everything up. What's so important about this is that if it is a massive hit, he is going to basically be in the JJ seat after Force Awakens.
That's a really interesting point of view on this.
If it does well. Now remember, I made it very clear that Mandalorian and Grogu, many people, what I can predict in the future.
Yeah.
Whether if it does well, Mandalorian and Grogu, if it's, to me, doing well is anywhere over 500 million.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
If it does, because it only costs $120 million to make, whatever, and it's essentially a television show. So if it does 500 or over, anybody who is, the Everything is Awesome crew is going to be like, it's the Star Wars is back. It's huge. It's great. No, it's not. And then if it does anything under or even 500, everybody who hates Star Wars is going to say it's over. Star Wars is dead. It's done. Right. It's not. This is just an experiment in general of, can they make their money back on their television show? Right. Now, both of those people can have an argument to be made on Starfighter. If Starfighter overperforms and does great, that means people are looking forward to new Star Wars, new things, and Star Wars is back. Maybe. The flip side, if people are making videos going, no one cares about this movie, even the Deadpool and Wolverine guy couldn't get them to go into the theater. It cost $200 million or $250 to make, and it made $400 million. Those people have an argument to be made.
Well, I think it's dangerous to slide into any generalized judgments over these two movies because they are anomalies, right? One is a standalone, supposedly, which is Starfighter, and the other one is, like you said, the culmination of a TV show. So to me, Star Wars isn't back until they nail the trilogy again, another trilogy.
Yeah,
again.
but how many failures are people going to have until they say enough is enough?
Well,
With this leadership.
Look, well, that's a fair. That's a
my
whole
point.
other conversation, and
No.
I don't think. Well, I mean, Kathleen is leaving, regardless of all her protests. She is leaving.
Well, Filoni's going to get it, and it's going to be the same shit.
Exactly. So this is a conversation to be had with a lot of people's sacred cow, and that's Bob Iger. Like, this is where it has to go to. He is running Disney. So if he's going to approve Filoni coming in, then the blame for what happens afterwards goes to Filoni or Carrie Beck and Bob Iger. So
if they put those two in charge, Carrie Beck is a good executive. So I understand if Beck paired with somebody else, if they put Filoni in charge of it, they deserve everything that they get.
I think they're thinking it's going to be Gunn and Safran, and they are not Gunn and Safran.
And Gunn and Safran don't have amazing success so far. They've decent success.
I mean, sure, but I think
decent.
But Superman is a way. Superman. Sure. People are excited about DC again because of Superman.
Yeah,
because what they would like to see on the Star Wars side of things. And I don't think Mandalorian, nor do I think Starfighter is the path for is the thing that's going to be like, oh yeah, Star Wars is back. Those are singular filmmakers that have established themselves outside.
But you're setting a new tone, John. You're setting a new tone in general. You could. That's the thing, is that
until the sequels, I don't buy anything.
I mean, look, I don't think that's an unfair point to have. The question is, did they learn from past mistakes? Like, have they set a new tone or not? And that's why I think it's more about, for me, and I guess maybe less about the brand, because the brand, I don't disagree with you, it always has the opportunity, and like any other brand, like Karate Kid can come back, can come back like that. It's more for me about, again, looking at it like a sports term. Mm-hmm. All right, you know what? We use this lineup. And we used the lineup and we won the damn game.
Yeah.
We put that person in the number 1 spot and we thought that it was going to work, and we lost by 10 points. Mm-hmm. Or 10 runs, whatever. That, to me, then you go, well, why is that person still coaching? That's more so for me, is that I don't think that after Mandalorian Grogu, you go, it's more so like, if Starfighter, if it bombs, and you still put Filoni in the lead, then everybody should be fired. Like, everybody.
But is this a Filoni decision? Because you can say this is a Kathleen decision.
Yeah, but she's going to be gone. Filoni, you think,
in charge of the creative side of things, it's still Kathleen at the end of the day.
100%. But she's only going to be there for so long.
I know.
But I think this movie's going to do well. I really do. I think it's going to. I think it's going to do. Yeah, I think it's going to do well. I think this is going to be the first one that actually gets. And maybe I'm just being optimistic. I've done it before. I did this with Acolyte, and I was wrong. I think that this could be the one, in the same way that season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian got the fan base back together for a brief time.
Yeah,
the fan base was back together for those first 2 seasons.
They were,
and then it all fell to shit again. But I think that Starfighter has the opportunity to do that. Maybe I'm being an optimistic schmuck. I don't know.
No, I think this is fair. I mean, the Fall Guy falling apart, not doing well, gives me a little pause on the Ryan Gosling star ability to get people in the theater. But I agree. But Shawn Levy, as you said, $1.5 billion for Deadpool and Wolverine shows that the people like his taste, his approach to things.
Sure. And I think what you just said though earlier negates the Fall Guy of it all, is that it's Star Wars really that are getting people in the theater. Like, Fall Guy wasn't getting anybody in the theater, and people weren't avoiding the theater because of Ryan Gosling. He doesn't give a shit about Fall Guy. And it's like it was a property that was okay, great, I'll watch it when it's on TV. But Star Wars with a Ryan Gosling in it is more, exciting for people, I think.
Can be, but also because the Fall Guy is not that well known, that fall was like shocking.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, the movie was good. I like the movie.
People are going to be cheering against Starfighter failing if it's not good.
That's correct.
It's a more precipitous fall when you look at it that way.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We'll see. I'm very curious to what you guys make of all of this. Do you think that this movie's got a shot to do something special, or is it too little too late at this point? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know.